my dear students. Welcome, my dear students. A new episode. I know a new lecture. This time we will have to talk about the chi-square. On chi-square, one of the descriptive analytical tests which we use for measuring the hypothesis and make sure that we either right, the researchers are right, or the researchers should be on the other extreme, or by also like assuring on H0 or accepting H0, H nil, or rejecting H nil. So here, actually, I have an example, and I will share the screen about it, about how we would use the chi-square in our work. Chi-square, the table below shows an injury in 3 shifts in a factory. So there is a factory which is working 3 shifts. There is a factory that's working 3 shifts, shift number 1, like here, shift number 2, and shift number 3. And we have observed that we saw with our own eyes 25 injuries in the first shift, and there was 30 injuries in the second shift, and there was 41 injuries in the third shift. What I want is there any doubt? As long as he said doubt, then it will be unequal. So H1 will be in the formula of unequal. That there is a significant differences in the work injuries. Means are there differences for the shift number 1 and shift number 2? All the shifts are having normally or equally the same injuries. Maybe in the night time, the shift of the night, the light is not enough, so they are more. Maybe they are less. So we will use the hypothetical test to know if the claim is right or wrong, if the claim was right or wrong. So we will use the hypothetical test for that purpose. So here, we actually try to check out for the observed. Is it like I'm saying, is it actually based on the observed or not based on the observed? So first of all, is that we have to formulate H0 and H1. We'll formulate H0 and H1 based on our work, which we learned before. So this is not new. Okay. So for H0, we would say that the 3 shifts are alike. The 3 shifts are alike, which M1 will equals M2 will equals M3. The 3 shifts will be like each other. There are no differences, no gaps between them. They are almost alike. So the injuries in the first shift is like the injuries in the second shift is like the injuries in the third shift. All are equals. Meanwhile, H1 will say that M1 is not equal to M2 is not equal, this unequal with M3, which means that the 3 shifts are having different injuries. They are different. So that may be for a reason or whatever. The night shift, maybe the lights are not enough. So it's too much in the night shift, or maybe in the day shift is the supervisor is not working very well and is not knowing is not showing his instructions to the workers and whatever. So here we will put the formula H1 on the formula M1 does not equal M2 does not equal M3. Then we will find the chi-square tabulated from the table, like the way I will show you just now. I will find it, but in the assignment, I will give you already the value of chi-square, so you won't find difficult for yourself to look for the chi-square value because we will give it to you. So, but I will show you also how to calculate, how to find out the value of chi-square. Then we will use the tool. The tool here is first that we will come to calculate the expected frequencies. Let me show you first. We'll do on the board. Now we'll stop screening and I will put in the board, but please read the example there while you are watching in the board, so we will both together. So let me stop sharing now and go to my board and talk about this. We said we are doing chi-square. That's perfect. We are doing our chi-square today. Perfect. Okay. This is our chi-square test. The first part of chi-square, the first part is to put the h0. We said h0, m1 will equals m2 will equals m3. Dots means if we have another, but we have only here 3 shifts. If we have 4 shifts, will be m4 equals m5 if we have 5 shifts or whatever. Okay, h1. Because he said in the example, he didn't say greater than or less than. He said, do you have any doubt? Any doubt means m1. Any doubt means m1 unequal to m2 unequal to m3. If we have more shifts, we will put it here as well. Then the tool. Third thing is to find out on the table t of the chi-square. On a table that's called chi-square, we'll find the chi-square value. Okay, how we will calculate the chi-square value? If you look at the table itself, which I gave you here, if you look at the table itself, which I gave you here, it's consisting of three columns. Let me share this part back. No problem. Let me share this part to show you how we will get t or the chi-square calculated. When you look at this table, we will say that to find the value is find chi-square value. This is the first step. Second step, 3, find chi-square value. Chi-square value will equals, when we look for alpha equals 5%, 5%, alpha equals 5%. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm looking now for the third step, which is find chi-square value. Find chi-square value for the alpha equals 5% and degree of freedom. What is the degree of freedom will equals n minus 1. What is the degree of freedom? I will tell you. If I have a table, like I said now, look at this. Look at this. I have a table with shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, with 3 shifts, right? So I have how many variables here? How many variables? 3 variables. Then n3 minus 1 will equals 2. n3 minus 1 will equals 2. That's how it works now. So for the degree of freedom, I will see how many variables I'm having. How many variables I'm having for the degree of freedom. I would see how many variables I'm having. I'm having 3 variables, right? So 3, because I have 3 columns. 3 minus 1 will equals 2. Perfect. Perfect. Then I will look at the chi-square in the chi-square table. In the chi-square table, I will look in the chi-square table with alpha 5% and degree of freedom equals 2. Where 5 is alpha is 5% and degree of freedom will equals 2. And I look at this schedule or this table and watch out and see what is the results there. Let me share the screen and show you how we will look at the table of chi-square. Going like as example here, and I have another table actually for chi-square is easier than this one and more simple. Okay, it's not a big deal, no problem. We can deal like this. We'll look for 5% for the table of alpha equals 5%. I have it somewhere. Actually, it's very simple. This is the one, upper tail, degree of freedom. Here we go. For 5% and 2. 5%, 5% and 2, 2.9. And we have when it is, okay. 5.991, 5.991, 5.991. So I think we are, this is not T table, chi-square table. Oh, look at this one here for the value. We'll find the value of 5.991. Okay, another. Anyhow, we will give you the chi-square table, however, but it's like, I have a very simple table for calculating the chi-square without all these complications. Right, okay. So what I will do is I will go to the table of chi-square. I will go to the table of chi-square. Okay, I will go to the table of chi-square table. Then I will look under 5%, 5%, and this is the degree of freedom. Degree of freedom 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I have 5%, I have 10%, and so on. So I will go under. I want on 5%, I want for the 5%, and degree of freedom 2. Here is the degree of freedom 2, and the 5%, I will find this number. The number is 5 points. Let us see the number. The number is, I have to go back to the page, same pages which I was working on. Okay, dokie, no problem. Mm. 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 Okay. The point is 5.991. I will find it under the value of point. I will find the value here, 5.991. 5.991. Then this tabulated will be equals 5.991. So this is the second part, which for the chi-square, the third step. Then now for calculating, I will go for the next step is for calculating chi-square calculated. How I will do chi-square calculated? Chi-square calculated, to calculate it, I will just have now to remove this so I can work on the fourth step. So I can work on the fourth step. Okay, to find out chi-square calculated, I will write a step here and the clarifying here. Find chi-square calculated. How I will get the chi-square calculated? Actually, from the table which he gave me the table with the first shift injuries, second shift, and this is the third shift. And here in the injuries are, let me see how much it is, was in the example. It was 25 and 30 and 41. The first shift 25 injuries, this is 30, this is 41. Then I will get the expected. Something is called the expected. It is summation of x divided by n. It is the average of the observed. It is the average of the observed. So when I get the expected here, I would say the simple EX for the expected will equals 25 plus 30 plus 41 divided by 3. That would give me the average, which I think it is 32. So the expected will be 32. Expected will equals 32. Then all I will do here is just add more row in the table. I will call it, if this is the observed, which is given in the example, I will add the expected. So the expected is the average, like I said, which is 32, 32, 32. This is the expected results, and I will do it like this way. Expected here in the average, like I showed just now. So to get chi-square calculated, chi-square calculated, the chi-square calculated will equals the observed minus the expected, observed minus expected, all square divided by the expected. and so on. So it looks very weird like this, but when we come to see it, it's very easy. So the first one is example. So chi-square will equals, the first equation will be 25 minus 32 all square divided by 32, or let it be like this, divided by 32. Second, the second shift, the same. We have the observed 30 minus the expected 32 divided by this all square divided by 32, the expected, plus, let us go for the third shift. Third shift will be 41 minus 32 all square divided by the 32. So observed minus expected all square divided by the expected. This will give me the amount of calculated. We'll check out the amount of calculated, how much it is, 4.187. 4.187. So now I came to calculate I calculated already the chi-square calculated, which equals 4.187. Perfect. That's very perfect. Now I have the comparison. I have to compare. This will equals here, 4 point, what I got just now, 4.187. Step number 4, compare chi calculated with chi tabulated. 4, this is 4, this is 5. Compare chi calculated with chi tabulated. Compare them. What we will find? We will find that 6 is the decision point. So since we have the tabulated is greater than the calculated, chi tabulated chi tabulated is greater than chi calculated. So for the chi tabulated, this is the acceptance area. The acceptance area is 5.991, 5.991, and here in the middle. Okay. The calculated, this is the tabulated. This is the tabulated, T-A-B, tabulated. For the calculated, it's still 1.8, so it is inside. So it is inside the acceptance area. So it is here. The tabulated is here with this orange color. It goes inside this area like this. Tabulated is going inside the area. Perfect. Perfect. So as long as the tabulated is greater than the calculated, or the calculated is less than the tabulated, then we accept H1, we accept H0, we accept H0, because H0 tell us all are the same. All the angles in the shifts, the 3 shifts is the same. Okay, this one, H0, tell me that injuries in shifts is the same. Injuries is same or similar, same in all shifts. So I would say here, as long as the chi-square tabulated is greater than the chi-square calculated, then I will accept H0. I will accept H0. And H0 say to me that H0 M1 equals M2 equals M3 means that all of them are like each other. All the shifts are like each other. Means they are equal. in the accents, there is no difference, but M1 say there are difference between 1 to 1 due to some reasons like no lights, no supervisor, anything, so that increase the shift, the injuries in some shifts and decrease it in other shifts. So this was simply how we calculate chi-square. First, we put the H0 M1 equals M2 equals M3. There is no differences between the shifts in the number of injuries. Here we'll say H1 will equals M1 equals M2 equals M3. There does not equal means that there might be differences between the shifts due to the injuries, maybe because of the supervisor is not there, maybe because no lights, maybe because of any information, sufficient information. Then we look for find the chi-square value, the chi-square value. When alpha equals 5% and degree of freedom is 2, n minus 1. I said n here 3. There are 3 different 3. We have series of 3. This we did it. We don't have this one when we come to degree of freedom. This we created. No, we have only one row, and we have 3 numbers. 3 numbers minus 1. This is the table constants. 3 minus 1. This is the formula. Then I will find my chi tabulated in this amount when alpha 5% and degree of freedom 2. I will go to chi-square table. Chi-square table, I look under degree of freedom 2 and the alpha 5%. I will find this number 5.99. 5.99. Then the chi-square tabulated will be 5.99. This is the third step. The fourth step is to get the calculated. The calculated, I will get it like that way. I have the observed. I will do the expected. I will create the expected. The expected is the average of the observed. The average. So 25 plus 30 plus 41 divided by 3, it will give me 32. All of them divided by 3, those numbers divided by 3, sum of them divided by 3 will give me 32. Then I will say the chi-square calculated will equals the observed minus the expected all square divided by the expected. Then chi-square will equals, the first one is 25 minus 32 all square divided by 32 plus 30 minus 32 all square divided by 32 plus 41 the observed minus the expected all square divided by 32. So this will give me chi calculated, which is 4.187. Then I will go for the comparison, compare between chi calculated and chi tabulated. I will go for the comparison. So when I find the comparison itself, I will find that the chi tabulated was 5.991. Is greater than the chi tabulated, of course, because the calculated is 4.1 and the tabulated is 5.991. So the tabulated is greater than the calculated. The tabulated is greater than the calculated. Then as long as it's going in the acceptance area, then we will accept H0. We will accept H0 in that case. Like here in the curve, and you should also draw, because the calculated is within the tabulated, inside the tabulated, or by other meaning, the tabulated is greater than the calculated. So we will accept H0 here, and H0 is telling me that there is no difference. All the injuries in the 3 shifts are same, means no differences in one shift than the other, and so I will accept H0. Till here, thank you so much. I wish you a very good night, and I wish that you understand it. Please repeat the video back, because chi-square is from the topics that need to be discussed once or more than one time so that you can understand it. Have a good night, all of you guys. Bye-bye.